everyone. This is Alpa Somani. I hope you all are doing well. So we were on chapter number 3, a very beautiful poem, Rain on the Roof. So today we will do the exercise part of the chapter. But before moving to the exercise part, let's discuss the poem in a very quick manner. Let's revise the chapter very quickly. Okay, so let's move towards the poem. So, what happens in the poem? The poet describes the rain very beautifully and he describes the experiences which he had whenever it rains. The poet here, he loves rains and he loves the melody of nature, the beauty of nature, and how everything becomes whenever it rains. So, let's start with the poem. So whenever the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, so whenever there are dark clouds, whenever the dark cloud starts hovering in the sky, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in ready tears. So the poet is describing how it begins to rain. So how do you know that it is going to rain today? Because see the dark clouds in the sky and the sun is gone and everything becomes shadowy and darker. So the poet in these 4 lines he is describing that the rains are about to come, that the dark clouds are in the sky and the sun has gone and the sky is filled with darkness and there are very tiny drops of rains which are pouring from the sky. So the poet sees these tiny drops of rain as tears, as if someone is weeping. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So now the poet says that whenever it rains, whenever rains are in the town, the poet feels very nice. What does poet like to do? He likes to lie in his bedroom on his bed very cozily. Oh, okay. So the poet likes to listen to the rain lying on his bed in his bedroom. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. So whenever it rains, with every drop of rain, there are so many memories which come to poet's mind and they as if they keep echoing in his heart. And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. And when the poet is lying on his bed in his bedroom, what is poet thinking about? He's thinking about very imaginary things. He's thinking about fantasies, so many different things. He's having so many thoughts while lying in his bedroom. And 1,000 recollections. Okay, so what do we mean by 1,000 recollections? That the poet is having so many memories while lying on the bed as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So, when the poet is on his bed and he is listening to the patter, he is listening to the drops of the rains, he is having so many memories. He's recollecting so many memories in his head and he is imagining so many fantasies. Fantasies means he is having so many imaginary ideas. Now in memory comes my mother. So whenever poet is thinking about so many memories, whenever poet is recollecting memories, now a memory comes into his mind of his mother. As she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers ere she left them till the dawn. So what memory comes to the mind of the poet? The memory of his mother comes to his mind. And his mother, what she used to do? She used to let the poet sleep. She used to let these darling dreamers means all the children, she used to let them sleep till the dawn. She never used to wake them up कि जल्दी उठो वो उनको आराम से जो ड्रीमर्स हैं ड्रीमर्स मीन्स व्हाट जो छोटे बच्चे हैं जो सुबह सुबह तक सपने देख रहे हैं she used to let them sleep. She never used to wake them up. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I list to this refrain. So the poet's mother is no more, she is not alive. And but still the poet feels that his mother is looking at him from the sky. And that his mother is looking is giving him a lovely look from the sky. Okay, so whenever it rains, the poet, it reminds of his mother. Okay, poet को अपनी mother की याद आती, he gets memory of his mother, and he remembers that the mother used to let them sleep on their cozy beds and she never used to wake them up. Okay, so that's all about the poem, and let's move towards the exercise part of the chapter. So what this poem is all about? The poem, it has described the rains very beautifully. Okay, the very beautiful description of rain as well as of nature and how a person feels whenever it rains. How the poet feels whenever it rains. So he has described all the experiences of the rains. So, all these in these three paragraphs, the poet has described the thoughts which come to his mind whenever he is listening to the rains. So, poet is lying on his bed and he is listening to the rains and he is thinking of something. He is thinking of so many thoughts. He is thinking of imaginary things. He is having so many memories. Okay, so he is lying on his bed cozily and he keeps imagining things, he keeps recollecting his memories. So he gets one memory of his mother, and the brains remind poet of his mother. Okay, so let's move toward the exercise. Question number 1: what do the following phrases mean to you? Discuss in class. Okay, so when the poet says humid shadows, you know, are the shadows जो परछाई है क्या वो humid होती है? No, right? But humid shadows means what? Where this word comes? When the humid shadows hover. Okay, hover means mandrana. So by humid shadows means what do we mean? We mean that dark clouds which bring rain. Okay, so उनको हमने shadow क्यों कहा है? क्योंकि जैसे dark clouds आते हैं आसमान में अंधेरा हो जाता है, right? एक shadow जैसी पड़ जाती है. And these dark clouds are humid. These dark clouds are keep having rains in them, and that's why these dark clouds are called as humid. So these dark clouds are shadowy and they have rains in them and they are bringing rains, and that's why these dark clouds are called as humid shadows. So by humid shadows we mean that the dark clouds which bring rains. Okay, next one, starry spheres. Starry means what? Something which is filled with stars. Okay, something with when a place which is filled with stars, where there are so many stars. And starry spheres means what? In the sky which is filled with stars. Okay, by starry spheres we mean that a sky which is filled with stars, where there are so many stars in the sky. Next one. What a bliss! What a bliss! Where it is used? It is used here. What a bliss to press the pillow and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So, what a bliss means what? How joyful it is, how great it is, कितना अच्छा feel होता है. So, what a bliss! This phrase is used to describe something whenever you feel very overjoyed. Whenever you are very overjoyed, whenever you feel extremely happy, then you say what a bliss. Okay. So the poet feels very happy whenever it rains and he lies cozily on his bed in his bedroom. So उसके लिए एकदम extreme happiness है to lie on his bed and listen to the rain. Okay. So what a bliss means extreme happiness, extremely joyful, something which is extremely joyful. Next one is a thousand dreamy fancies into busy being start. So what do we mean by it? That whenever poet is lying on his bed and is listening to the rains, a thousand dreamy fancies. By dreamy fancies means what? It means that so many imaginary fantasies, so many imaginary thoughts, imaginary fancies, ideas, dreamy ideas, so many dreams and thoughts and imaginations, they keep coming to poet's mind whenever he listens to the rain. Okay, next one. A thousand recollections weave their air threads into woof. Okay, so thousand recollections means what here? It's not just perfectly thousand recollection. It's like many recollections, many memories. Okay. So the thousand recollections means what? Many memories weave their air threads into woof. Okay. Weave air threads into woof means what? कोई भी चीज जब बुनी जाती है तो कोई भी कपड़ा जब बुना जाता है how it is weaved, one thread goes into another and another goes into another, and that's how something is weaved. When things get into one another, that's how something is weaved. So एक के बाद एक पोएट को बहुत सारी मेमोरीज आए जा रही है, बहुत सारे थॉट्स आए जा रहे हैं. There are so many ideas which keep coming to poet's mind, and it seems as if they are woven. ऐसा लगता है कि वो सब आपस में बुन गए हैं, बहुत सारे थॉट्स, बहुत सारे मेमोरीज, बहुत सारे ड्रीम्स, द थाउजेंड रिकलेक्शंस जो हैं, ऐसा लगता है वो आपस में बुन गए हैं. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन. What does the poet like to do when it rains? So the poet likes to lie on his bed in his cottage bedroom, and he likes to listen to the rain, and he likes to listen to the patter on the roof. He likes to listen to the raindrops. Next one. What is the single major memory that comes to the poet mind? That comes to the poet. So, which is the single major memory which comes to the poet? It is the memory of his mother. Who are the darling dreamers he refers to? So, when the poet says darling dreamers, when the poet says, as she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers, she left ere she left them till the dawn. So whenever poet says darling dreamers, the poet means what? Poet means that the kids whom the mother loved. The darling dreamers means what? Dreamers means someone who dreams, and darling dreamers means what? Someone who is very close to you, someone whom you love. Okay, so the children who were very close to his mother, to poet's mother, and they used to dream till the dawn. So these darling dreamers are the children of the mother. On another way, we can also say the children who are poets, siblings or cousins, or the children who were in the home. So the mother used to let them sleep. So the mother used to let the children, the dreamers, sleep and let them dream. So darling dreamers here are the children who were with the poet. Okay. Next one. Next one is, where is it? Okay. Is the poet now a child? Is his mother still alive? So now, no, no, no. The poet is not a child anymore. He has grown up, and his mother is not anymore. She is not alive. Okay. So that's why he is having a dream. How do we know that the mother is not alive? Because the poet is saying that as she used in years agone, उसको उसकी मदर की याद आ रही है और जैसे वो किया करती थी. So the poet is explaining a memory of the past. So that's how we can say that the mother is not anymore. She is not alive. Next one. When you were a young child, did your mother tuck you in as the poets did? Okay, so जब आप छोटे बच्चे थे, क्या आपकी मदर आपको she used to tuck you in? Tuck you in means what? आपको हग कर लेना या आपको ठंड से बचाने के लिए एकदम रजाई में लपेट देना. So poet's mother used to do that, right? So do you have any experiences of your mother tucking you in? आपको मदर आपको हग करके सोना और मदर मम्मी को हग करके सोना, मम्मी आपको रजाई में एकदम पूरा घुमा के और सुला देती थी. So do you have any memories of that? So did your mother used to do that? So you have to write about that. That if your mother used to do that, or your mother didn't never used to do that. So you have to write that you were a small child. Your mother was very careful of you, and she was. Now that you are grown up, your mother she doesn't need to care about you anymore. But when you were a small child, when you were a little child, your mother used to whenever it used to rain, your mother was very careful of your health, and she used to tuck you in a blanket, or she used to tuck you in her arms. Next one. Do you like rain? So you have to explain, do you like rain or not? What do you do when it rains steadily or heavily? Described in the poem. So as the poet likes to keep lying on his bed and listen to the rain and thinking about things, what experience do you have? Do you like the rain or not? So for example, yes, I like the rain very much, and I like to eat pakoras, and I like to have tea in my bed whenever it rains, and I like to listen to the music whenever it rains. So you can write experiences of your own. What do you like to do whenever it rains? Next one. Does everybody have a cozy bed to lie when it rains? Look around and describe how different kinds of people or animals spend time, etc., during rain. So, do you think Everyone has a So what do you think? That everyone has bed to lie on whenever it rains? So, does everybody have a cozy bed to lie when it rains? What do you think? Look around and describe how various kind of people and when animals they spend their time whenever it rains. So, for example, I like to lie on my bed and I like to have tea whenever it rains. And for example, the poet likes to lie on his bed and recollect the memories while listening to the rain. But do you think everyone has this uh, ease of life? No. When there are poor people, they have to survive in rains. Rains are not beautiful for everyone. Rains are not comfortable for everyone. Poor people who don't have pakka houses, those who have kacha houses, they have to survive and they have to manage that the rains with very difficulty. For everyone, rains are not beautiful. The animals, the stray animals, the stray dogs, the cows on the streets, they have to hide in the rains. They have to manage for their lives during the rains. Okay, so the rains are not equal for everyone. Rains are not alike for everyone. Everyone has to manage the rains accordingly, according to their lives. Okay, so the poor people who live in the huts or who live in the kacha houses, they have to manage their lives in the rains whenever it rains or it floods or whenever there are heavy rains, extreme heavy rains, and the crops of the farmers they get destroyed. So they have to manage their lives in that. So for everyone, rains are not beautiful. So it is your luxury of life that you can lie on your bed and listen to the rains. But for everyone, this is not the same. Stray dogs or stray animals, they have to manage, they have to survive for their lives. And poor people who don't have the pakka houses, live in hut, they have to survive in the rains by managing with the rains, and so that the rains do not destroy their houses, so that the rain does not destroy their life. Okay. Okay, children, so that's all about the chapter. You have to complete these questions in your assignments, and that's it. And we will meet in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye, and see you in the next one.